this game a little bit more warmed up, but I don't see that as a benefit here. And I think it's going to be tough already facing off against Guild. They are on that warpath back to G2 as they have been so many a time, and they definitely come into this matchup as favorites.
Oh, well, it looks like we're getting right into the action, into the meat of the game. As NAVI blitzing their way in towards A-Link. A stun well placed is going to slow that down completely, but River already decided to stay close. Down below this smoke, frenzy in hand, waiting for this close range duel. They avoid a lot of the utility that was coming through, and Guild just moments away from sending 4 players around this corner. Zephyia tries to get the jump on them. She can't, and River falling as well leaves this wide open. The defenders now crunching in on Proxima. Just a flimsy piece of wood to cover her, and it looks like no reinforcements on the way. Oh, all these angles open. So many chances for her to go down, but Guild eventually take it. And Gia has to try to stop this diffuse. Good attempt, but just too many players on the other side.
Yeah, hoping to maybe try and just get that kill onto the planter, or the diffuser even, and Guild are going to be able to deny that. Decent retake from them, especially after such an early plant. Obviously, the B site is one of the more retakeable sites in the game. To touch on the compositions again, really love the comp that we have coming out from NAVI. I think there's so many solid combos that you can play. Yeah, I do like the fact that I feel like there's a lot of agents that are very comfortable for Guild X. I think Roxy, when she gets into the zone, she's had some hit and miss games, but she's very, very good on this Killjoy. The only thing is on the attack, they're very reliant on the individual ability of Smurfette. Luckily, she's one of the best players in the entire tournament.
Yeah, and has been consistently. I mean, this Guild roster has shown us again and again that they've got what it takes to make that final, but NAVI, they were, I mean, it was within their grasp just hours ago. That weight off their shoulders, now they fight for it again. Guild up 1, the force buy is ambitious. Yet to see any result, yet to give it away as well, though. So Guild could still have their guard down a little bit, expecting pistols to come around that corner anytime now. You have to wonder, how ready are they for what they're about to face? 10 Spectres on the server. And it's Guild with the opening.
Oh, she saw Roxy and thought the kill was free, not realizing there's another around the corner. And I think they've already got enough information that they realize a rotation here is necessary. Anya, though, doesn't like to sit around. Definitely one of the main players to watch when it comes to aggressive stances. And with Ness already getting the information, someone to really fear as a site anchor, but she's not alone.
Wow. Plenty of support here for Guild. Able to mow them down on the way through, and Navi's very heavy investment has yielded them next to nothing. Aside from Smurfette being low, Proxima's in an impossible clutch, and not even another kill to go their way. Tom, we've seen ecos with classics look better than that. NAVI cannot be happy with how that went.
No, and I think, again, a very good read. This is something that I was really impressed with Guild in the last couple of series we got to watch them play, is just the calling out from Claudia was sublime. Like, she is I think, by far one of the best IGLs we have within Game Changers at the moment. And just the reads they had on the attack side as well of their rotations. But when it comes to the defense, they just seem to get themselves into solid positions, play well off the information they have. And then because they're so good at re-aggressing, being able to put that in. Now, again, we're going to see a bit of an investment for River, but, well, about as successful as you could kind of expect it to be.
There.
Wow, that's a bit more useful than you'd expect. Proxima with a quick double, that headhunter claiming the lives of these defenders. Not standing strong. They absolutely ruined the force.
What was it you said a minute ago? It was I've seen classics do more than that. Well,
there you go.
There you go, Mitch.
We've seen it again. Yeah, you can definitely tell NAVI weren't happy with the result of the previous round. They are coming into this one fired up. Guild about to eat a stun. The timing not great, but I mean, they were stunned up afterwards, just nobody's ready to swing that. A bit of an unfortunate fight. It's starting to get even more unfortunate. Guild have gotten back into it. Oh, that's devastating. I thought the stun play must have had further depth to it, but that was... Yikes.
See, this is the issue. Like, if you do this a round ago, where you do this much damage and there's a buyback, you make things really costly for your opposition. The fact is, Guild can now buy into this one comfortably as if they were in the same position after just losing, say, a bonus round. So it is a very good round for NAVI in isolation, but it's not in isolation, and you're going to have the operator in. I also want to say the closer games we've seen from Guild so far are with Roxy not performing, and we're already 3 rounds in, and I feel like that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, certainly. Right now, it's a different ball game. I mean, Guild looking certainly fresh coming into this game. You have to wonder for NAVI, it's been a long day already, and how much of that is draining on them now. Starting out on Guild's map pick as well. They suffer the loss, and then they suffer their opponent's home ground, where Guild are looking fantastic. This is a round where they could desperately use a response. So far, they've spread out. They've looked for picks. They've looked for overextensions. They've tried to bait out some moves. Nothing has come of it. Guild have planted themselves in this setup and are just waiting to meet someone. Smurfette does not have a dash. No way out of here, but look at the spacing. It's pretty poor. And right away, Smurfette's able to grab that updraft out of there. Set up for more. She's still going. The cloud burst used to get close, and well, that shot doesn't land, but it got scary. NAVI returning the kills and gaining the advantage.
And she accidentally booped her into the corner when she moved past. It completely displaced the aim of Ness. That is just a little bit of luck that's gone an incredibly long way. That's ridiculous. And now, well, you're going to get the lockdown put into play. There's no aftershock, so they're not going to be able to clear this out. But you're kind of used to playing passive holds. Oh, that's not great from Sephia. They've got the Rolling Thunder to at least delay them a little bit. And as said, these passive afterplants can work out for them. It's just dependent on how well this is actually planted for them. They're going to have to try swinging off of this, and the swings have not gone to plan. This fight needs to come through for Rita, and the plant already stuck halfway. She's going to land the shots anyway. The Clutch Queen is back for another round, but, well, oh, just about. I was going to say, is she going to go down to the spike?
No, she had that calculated. Don't worry about it. 7-1. Roxy just looking unbelievable right now. That wasn't enough here with NAVI taking that round. I mean, look, this is a team that needed a win. They needed an answer. They were starting to look down, but that's kept them in it. And if anything, look at the damage it's done to Guild. They've got one rifle. Everyone else is on an eco.
Smurfette still has that Blade Storm. Ever a threat, but with the Tour de Force on the other side and a much healthier buy for NAVI. Kind of comes down to what damage Guild can do. If they were to win this round, you'd have to be infuriated, but they are a team that are excellent with these pistols. Prowler is going to push Smurfette all the way back. You can see how patient this is being taken. Only a Marshall finesse, but bear in mind, well, she's been a Jet main longer than most.
Stampede's actually met by the stun. I mean, that's on point, slowing them down just a second or so. Flashback, the reveal is good. They know exactly where Anya is. Still, 1 kill found and very close to a second. So close that Claudia goes out.
What?
And that is some James Bond action. I don't know how. She's just found that double kill. Roxy, aim of her life. The one player with a rifle now arriving on the scene. And the spike still hasn't been planted. They're trying to bait out the peak. And then eventually Roxy swings the angle. They may have been ready, but they weren't ready for Roxy.
Trying to bait in Ness, but this time she's going to have to stick it. It's already out of time. They can just run away. It was just an attempt from Gia, knowing that there was no way she was going to get this down. And Oh, a nice little shot to end it, but you call it James Bond. I'm calling that Assassin's Creed with guns. Like, that was one of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever seen. The audacity to even go for that, and just the sheer disrespect to come out with two.
Turret out.
Oh. Yeah, nice kill
was
by
that
G in
too.
the end, but it was the the drop down out of heaven. I mean, that's after falling out. Like, that's just unbelievable. 4-1. Navi bought up River, the only one without a weapon. 42 HP though. This might cancel the plan, which was obviously blast pack in, showstopper them. But now, having already used one of those blast packs, having been stopped by the utility on the other side, we need to see another approach. And I mean, she pretty much has to use that showstopper, but she's 42 HP. So, like, do you really want to use it? Potentially just get shut down? Looks like yes. River's going to take that risk. The turret was on her for a second. 24 HP, decayed down to 1, and she's just forced to use it up, fire it. It's created space, but Sephi has died to a nano swarm. And with Gia falling, this is looking pretty grim for the attackers.
They managed a single kill at least, and still locked out of this site. In fact, pushed all the way back out of it. And look at the flank from Roxy. She's just waiting. She's read this so well. Nice shots from Proxima, though. Again, heroes seem to arise for Na'Vi. Just whether or not
30 seconds left.
actually take the round away. Even still trying to just work out where Roxy is, and she has not been found. A fantastic start to the game for her. Been unstoppable in every battle she's had, and 11-1. All right.
Yeah, that is... that's a player out to prove a point. And I'm sure after yesterday, you go back and watch it, and you'll see, no doubt, the chat's popping off. Roxy on 1 kill. I remember, was it even this map that she finished a half with 1 kill? It certainly was yesterday anyways.
I feel like there was a game of Icebox as well where she really struggled. And then in OT, she did incredibly well, both times.
Yeah. Well, now she's started out in spectacular form. Red hot from the get-go. And Guild 5-1 in the lead. I mean, it's reflected in the scoreline. Navi looking towards the A site for now. But they're spread out nicely, and the spike is way back in spawn. This is all just about poking them and seeing if they can get a reaction.
Oh. Shot not connected by Smurfette, and you can see, I think almost instantly, just making the decision maybe not to fight that anymore. Although, I guess with Sephia having a Marshal. Oh, that was actually through the stomach of her teammate. That's ridiculous. And actually, they have managed to find a kill. Smurfette also tagged. And this is all a ruse. They're making their way into the A site. Na'Vi are genuinely starting to look like they might do better with the pistols.
30 seconds left.
And this plant is assured. I mean, Anya might have moved forward, but obviously they're stacking up for C. They're playing for the retake, but now that plant's been heard. They realize
Spike planted.
they chose the wrong site to stack. Getting back in. Look at the utility. I mean, it's pretty healthy. Anya's got everything. One of everything, at least. Some stars, 2 still remaining for Ness. Making their way down now. The River could be in trouble. Gravwell right on top of her. She doesn't panic. The Shift walks back. They use their utility, reset this up. Now River's ready to fight, and Rita comes with her. Beautiful timing from Navi. Every piece of the puzzle put together perfectly. Smurfette able to get out with the operator. But the round win goes to the attackers, and that's what has been evading them for quite a bit. Just one of these clean rounds. Losing a lot trying to hunt this down, but you can't help but think it's worth it to remove the op.
Yeah, if they had removed it, I think the next round would have almost been an eco, but keeping that into play means they can actually try and juggle some weaponry around if they want to. Doesn't seem like they will, though. Guild just going to have to take the hit, and to be honest, with how much success they've had with pistols and gambles as well, I can't really blame them for it. The thing is, though, there's so much to play with here. Rolling Thunder, Nightfall as well for NAVI. Like, you'd be devastated if it happened again.
Here.
Well, look at this patient approach. Field pushed up on short. We saw this in the series earlier. Part of the map that you're always wanting on that defensive side. Smurfette's got information now on a player going back, but unable to get the shot off. It looks like the decision here is to double up. Try to get Roxy into a nice corner. Play off the op. Use the bait. But that only works if NAVI decide to come this way. Although, I mean, the spike is moving towards C. Raze was moving towards A. They might not be fully decided on where they're going. They haven't made steps either, even on the way back.
I was about to say, this has to be the moment where Smurfette moves. You've got too much deep control. It's just whether she's going to actually be in a position to do anything in time. Like, if the rest of her team can even just delay a little bit, that operator might be in a spot where it can actually do some damage. And it looks like she might actually make it just about in time for this fight.
Oh, she's there all right. River's gone right away, but Smurfette can't escape. Nice shot from Claudia.
Player standing.
But it's a little too much to deal with. The players overrunning the site and leaving Roxy alone. One hell of a game from Roxy, but as Sheriff, it's just not going to happen. That's a third round for NAVI, and their attack starting to shape up nicely.
Oh, really building back into this one. Of course, wasn't a full investment for Guild, but I like how even with the stack being in the right place, it seemed quite controlled. Decent trading coming out from NAVI, spacing good as well, so not going to be too much of a worry just yet. And now, another purchase on the board. River just looking to try and take some, I was going to say quick control, but she did bump her head a little bit, slow her down on the way through, but they really are just picking the pace straight up, even going to use the Rolling Thunder here.
Yeah, that's going to need some support. Roxy's dropped the ult and then dropped River. A slowdown of the play. This causes a problem. Just about able to get that off and destroy the lockdown at least. Sephia in for the double. And NAVI have made this worth their while. I mean, that was looking pretty bad. Having to essentially sacrifice yourself just to destroy the ulti. But the numbers don't stay equal for long. That kill in Garage now makes this a much more one-dimensional push that NAVI have to attempt. I mean, they're walking straight into these three players who are holding the angles. And that ulti, well, you can't help but think it could have came in a second earlier.
A nice attempt from Sephia throughout the round, but it is going to be another one for Guild. And again, they almost just tuck in. I think another round where you can highlight Roxy as a player that just did so much. Like, putting the lockdown in was one thing, but it was getting the one kill that basically kept Ness alive. Like, Ness was stunned at the back of the site from the Rolling Thunder, not really able to do anything for those moments. And then as the stun comes through onto Roxy, she's no longer stunned anymore, and they almost have this back and forth of just keeping the other player alive. So, solid interplay from Guild. Still going to be a purchase. Proxima, having the tour de force to sort of pad the economy a little bit. It seems like she's going to try and challenge early in towards A long.
Roxy, good with the kill onto Sephia. And that's the control they wanted to cross over to short on A. Taken out of their hands. So Gia, that's made up for it. A very valuable pick. The utility being burned up, the panic ensuing on Guild's side. They know they've got that control. They're worried about a B push. They're worried about a C push. And look at those rotations. A site now wide open. But of course, NAVI have no way to know that.
Almost just standing next to each other, back to back. Just almost waiting for the other to take the peak. They're going to go moving towards the garage instead, which is slowly being given up by Smurfette. Stunned up and having to just try to rotate back towards this site. They're going to deny the TP and just have to try and bypass Smurfette, but that's easier said than done.
One enemy remaining.
3 from the back. It was looking bleak. Flash through Gia. It's still stunned up, but she lands the shot into a 1v1 scenario. Spike retrieved, and time is ticking. And while all this is happening, Roxy's repositioning to the perfect spot. If she gets the timing right, this kill is almost free instead. She's gonna peek around, it doesn't connect! Gia will clutch it! A back and forth round, but Navi, they come out on top.
Really well played by Gia that whole round. I mean, taking the space back towards Garage, getting into the window just in time. I mean, that timing made up for the lack of a short, a long control.
Spike down. C.
That looked like a damning play.
Spike planted.
Once Smurfette gets those 3 kills, it seems to be over. She's so low. But Roxy caught off when she swings out. Not quite ready for that fight. 6-4 we go. 2 to play for. And River right away up to her old tricks. Not able to dodge this stun, but there's no one there to punish.
Again, these pistol rounds seem ever scary. Claudia's thread the needle. Oh, it's not the cleanest of shots, but that's the spike down.
A.
And you can see her teammates instantly react to try and get a better angle on it. She doesn't need to stick around. She's already put the thought in the back of the minds of her opponents that she's around this angle still. Wasting an awful lot of time and bolstering defense on this side. Even spotting more players still around this angle. This stack from Guild isn't going anywhere.
I mean, even as Navi go back, they're heard and they're waited for. A peek could come out of Guild at any moment. And it has. They've just about missed each other. I think that might have been the info there, though. Roxy certainly seems to have an idea as the whole team starts to shift over to B. But Navi are already in position, and you will delay them somewhat. A stun going down as well. They've pushed right the way through. Sephi was low, but the shots haven't landed. Ness eventually able to put an end to that. Guild trying to fight back with their weaker weapons. The Blade Storm helped, but it's gone now. Down to players like this. Ness with a Marshall in hand. Finally dealt with Sephi and left Gia to do it all. Tucked behind the wooden boards. Nobody's found her just yet. But they know mid is clear, they know C, and how likely is she to be playing an ACON? Not very. Now they have the information.
Oh, again?
Another clutch by Gia and another round for Navi.
Oh, they're definitely gonna owe her quite a bit after this map is done if they manage to take it home. Back-to-back rounds clutched out by Gia. And another very, very scary low econ round. Yes, with some wonderful shots, but even that wasn't enough. Just in form right now. Well, Guild, okay, they'll come back in with a bye, but they could have had a half that ended with them on 8, 9, maybe more. Instead, these couple of clutches have made a world of difference.
Yeah, just right towards the end of the half as well. Getting them into that spot where they can bounce back. Can still equalize it up, and well, that's looking likely now. Smurfette, one of the players who's made those massive, well, you would normally assume round changing, but in this case, not so much. Those massive plays, she's now down. And the players on A are being pressured from both sides. 2 players snuck up long, and nade landing at their feet. A kill for Sephia, and she keeps on going, but the nade's already taken Anya down. What a fantastic setup, Tom. This is just looking disgusting from Navi.
Clearing everything so methodically, and well, if you're on the other side of Guild, having such a stellar start to this map, looking dominant for the most part, and then the last few rounds have been all Navi, and this one looking the best of the lot. You're gonna see River, well, I don't even know if they're going to clear this. Such an aggressive position, and while they won't get the chance, the swing out from Navi. 6-6, fantastic resurgence. And now, well, they go into the second half with the potential to even take this map away.
Yeah, that's got to be demotivating. Coming into a position like that, Gold looks set to, it's not even about winning out the half or anything like that. Is 6-6 a diamond score? Not necessarily, but just the way that Navi are winning these, the way that Gia has been winning these clutches again and again. And then that final round, it's not about that player pulling them back into it. It's instead an utter execution. From Navi's perspective, that was a slow start to a half, but now they have proven they're the better team. Guild need to have an answer here. And the pistol round, we'll see a stack up on A from the attacking side, but a mid push from Navi. They're on the way. Up behind them within seconds. And it looks like that timing could be good to catch them on short, although they've picked up the pace.
They're going to get in, and there's not really much that can be done about this plant. The thing is, though, this flank is incredibly fast, and Roxy's going to hear a fair amount of steps. Should have a decent idea of this. Seems like she's got Claudia in to try and support her, but this flank is already all the way through long. They should be watching for this. That nade has not gone well at all, though. They've been locked off, and with a couple of kills coming in the meantime, this is now looking almost like a done deal. However, they somehow managed to trade some kills back. Make this look competitive. River fighting tooth and nail, another nade in hand, and a low HP Roxy. Unfortunately, she gambled the wrong way, but she still managed to land the shot. But Roxy will come around at the end. A great attempt once more, but it's Guild's round.
It comes close. Hell, if they had a little bit more HP, you can't help but wonder if that nade made it over the box. That round could have looked a whole lot different. With so many little things in a pistol round. And for Guild, those things have lined up for their victory, their answer back, their response. It's what they needed. Like I said, equalizing that half, it's not the end of the world, but losing it out to back-to-back clutches and then getting slapped out of the final round, that hurts. Looks like they're already making up for that pain, but with the pistols from Navi, stack up on A, and Guild have avoided it completely.
It's making their move, though. Alarm bot going off will probably just mean the pace is picked up, which isn't going to help out Proxima. Hit by the C's, solid execution, and an afterplant towards A-Link.
Yes, pulling back the smoke. It's a bait, allowing her that angle to play off of. Beautiful double. Trading back the damage that had been done with Roxy falling. The rest of the team looking healthy. Trying to close this round out with all these weapons in hand. And they've done that successfully. A very nice follow-up to the pistol round for Guild as they convert that second. 8-6 on the board. A 2-round lead. And Navi have the chance to stop them here at least. And look, it's pretty much entirely Spectres. Anything Roxy invests, I mean, you're looking at Smurfette to buy the AWP herself. If they go for one, everyone else can buy. So she can just buy, so she has money for next round. A little Sheriff in there. Nothing too extreme. Is the round Navi should have in the bag.
But yeah, if they don't, then, well, it's going to be a terrifying prospect. As mentioned, Smurfette has to almost lead the charge when it comes to this attack. A lot of the setup will be based around her, and her already being tagged this low is not the greatest of signs. That C's should work wonders, and while Smurfette already gone, still a couple of trades back and forth. And actually Claudia coming out with a couple actually makes this a bit more interesting.
And the amount of fights I've seen Claudia go into where I'm thinking she's not going to get anything, but she ends up with 2 kills, it's getting a little bit ridiculous at this point. The 2v3 on hand, like, it's a shame none of those rifles were retrieved, so we're still moving in with weaknesses, but chances are they get into this A site. Is a trap close? They destroy that, they're in for the plant.
Right there.
The fights won't be easy afterwards. Once Navi set up to come back, I mean, they have 3 flashes, one being a paranoia. They're gonna have their smokes back, their stun online.
30 seconds left.
That's a ton to fight off against.
Spike planted.
How much damage can they do? Oh, look at them. I like the re-aggression. They're going to try and double up, and there is nobody coming in on the flank. They do have to watch out for Heaven, but if they get the timing right, she's completely blind! Oh, that is about as cursed as it could get. I didn't expect it to go anywhere near that well. And they're even denying Gia. She can't go anywhere near this just because of how low she is on HP, and Ness is going to end it. Guild are just so good in these low buy rounds, but that is absurd.
Just like the simulations. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know how she hit that shot, how both of them won those fights into spawn. But this shot here, while full blind,
They were both full
just
blind.
had the timing of that flash, that they had already set up their crosshairs, that they were ready for the swing. It came in. If it came in 0.1 second earlier, the consequences would be huge. But instead, it just was an inconvenience, and they didn't let it inconvenience them. Wow.
Oh, any cheeky plays are going to be spotted very early on. Again, much more of a passive default, knowing what they're up against in this round, and of course the huge economy bonus they got in the last, not wanting to give that up. Gia tried something a little bit cheeky, but well, that probably going to ruin that idea unless she just tries to stick around, and the Bucky's not that good.
Proxima good for one, but they were already swinging and spamming. This is unfortunate. That jump, that drop should have been heard, and it was. Roxy knows exactly what's going on now as Sephia works her way through this window, clueless to the fact she's being tracked. Oh no! Got a clean kill for Roxy as she takes down Sephia on the flank. Outplayed, outbrained, and we never need to see a replay of that. Thank you. No. I think we've misunderstood. Oh, wow. I mean, with the Phantom, that kill is in, not just off the first shot, but off the wall banks too.
Can we just edit everything out other than that last 0.5 of a second? And it looks great. Let's not let it slip away.
Oh, a stun, an early push down short. It has been noted by NAVI. They'll fall back from long, reset. Either into a more passive play or try to contest short. Looks like contesting. They're moving up on this. Smurfette on the other side has been holding this patiently. Same angle this whole round, and eventually her reward is there. The stun that comes through, inconsequential. And she's gone back out for more.
It's just the patience. Just waiting for somebody to make a mistake, and in this round at least, Navi bit on that patience. And well, the same will happen again, but this time River's actually good enough to take her down. Impressive. With 40 seconds left, that could have been the round basically over. Instead, new life breathes into this round, and Guild are actually the ones under pressure.
Oh, here we go. Prowler has found River up and above. Showstopper, not good for a kill. They'll follow up on a trade at least. Gia keeps it going. Alive on the site. The flash, not great. And they're now starting to close in the distance. That's a shame. With Roxy left alone, Proxima. Oh, it's come out of the smoke. Roxy wasn't even looking to plant, just swinging in for kills. And that was enough to get Guild 11. NAVI. Oh, that's such an unfortunate round to lose. And they're out of money, out of cash pretty much completely.
And it seemed a little off. Like that flash towards the end especially, I'm almost certain was a team flash. And just left Gia in no man's land, just sort of walking around, hoping that nobody killed her along the way. Good recovery. And again, just look at this performance from Roxy. 19-8. As said, like, she's had some quieter games, and that's where things have been tough for Guild. When she's on, it looks like plain sailing. It's audacious from Sephia. She might have actually bought this, though, for River. But because of the spam, I don't know necessarily if Guild are going to want to fight this back.
Prowler's caught River. Well, now they're locked in on this. They want the kill.
Uh-oh.
And they can flush her out. No chance. Anya has got that on lockdown. Guild equalizing up here, a 3v3. And taking stock of where the utility's at. I mean, Navi running dry. They've burned up everything they've got. Whereas Guild, I mean, still 3 stars on Ness into this late round. There's the first going down. It's a smoke for B. An ult out to C confirms they're not there.
Find you.
This reveal. It's up top. I mean, Proxima's not detected by that, but it looks like all that is just posturing, just making a bit of noise. And the final target here is the A
30
site.
seconds
That's
left.
where they're playing retake. Rolling Thunder, I guess, the idea for that. They've got one on the attacking side as well.
And with them walking up, chances are they're not going to use it. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to walk all this way and then
You are divided.
throw in the loudest ult in the entirety of the game. Then they're going to use the Cosmic Divide and use it for post plant, which means that basically if Rita uses hers, it'll probably be thrown in reactively just to try and deny it being slowed down on the other side. But Ness hasn't actually spotted that rotation back. There goes the Rolling Thunder. In fact, I think that was out from both sides. So yeah, it basically causes absolutely no problems as well for Guild, and they already find that first kill. Peek through garners absolutely nothing. They have been flawless when it comes down to this second half, and now just one away from taking their choice.
That's just like transactional ults. Just, yeah, you use yours, I'll use mine, and we'll run the clock down. No problem. Cloudy as well. A great position down below. Just been so impressive to watch Cloudy across this series, but across the others as well. Roxy, though, having a lights out map here, 19-9. This is a player that was looking deactivated in some of the games that we saw running back yesterday and the day before.
Face your fear.
Now had the game of her life. Gia, similar on the other side, not off to a good start here though. Player's already gone past and she is just stuck in front of the firing squad. 5v4 now as Navi fight for the retake, and looks like they're coming in quick.
And they're not really allowing this to be a retake at all. The problem is they're not winning the battles. It seems like this map might be over unless, again, they can pull off a ludicrous clutch. We've seen them many a time from Rita. Lockdown even going to make things more awkward. No utility to do much about it, but it seems like they've already got it done. Proxima is going to drop another. They know where she is. Can they isolate her? Well, it doesn't matter in the end. It will be the final frags going the way of